Hello and welcome to Rev Sports, another double header today. Starting with Punjab Kings, who is in great form, versus RCB, who's coming off of a loss. On the other hand, tonight in Mumbai, the El Clasico, Mumbai Indians versus Chennai Super Kings. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me is Bharat Ramraj and Naman Suri. Bharat, let's talk about RCB. You're in Bangalore. You're an RCB fan. I know you like to say that you're not, but you are. But talking about RCB, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win. That's been the record. Another loss back at home in at the Chinnaswamy. How are you looking at this match?
So the thing is, they have won four away from home and lost all three games at home. So then what happens is you start to worry whether they will lose one or two games away from home as well, because home should be your banker. Away from home, yes, if you win 2 3 games, then it's a real bonus. You have won four in a row, that is great, but you always start to worry that whether you would lose two matches in a row now, because they're not winning at home. So somewhere the confidence won't be there. So expect them to lose one or two games. Hopefully, it is not today from RCB's perspective. But they have good side. A lot of things are going right for them. The Liam Livingstone's form, poor form, is definitely a cause for concern. When Krunal Pandya is not really chipping with the bat in hand, and they really need Bill Salt to do a lot of damage at the top of the order. If he gets 40 or 50, a quick fire 50, then it really helps RCB. But as soon as he flops, with Rajat Patidar also not exactly in the greatest of forms compared to at least last year, I think it is putting pressure on the rest of the lineup as soon as the Salt doesn't click. So RCB have some problems. And on the other side, PBKS obviously would be boosted by all their recent victories, especially that win against RCB as well as against KKR. A couple of games, especially against KKR, it seemed like they would go and lose. And if they win such a game, then it would definitely boost someone's confidence, the players' confidence. So looking at that, I guess PBKS would be quite confident of winning this one.
Trisha also joins us. Trisha, what happened in the last game? I know it was a sort of a bizarre scenario because of the rain and the shortened game, but and honestly, it could have gone either way. It could have gone either way, and it was a very very small margin for the opposition to win. But what is with RCB and Chinnaswamy? What is going on this season?
I think they have misread their own conditions. Also, in one of the games, at least RCB needs to win the toss. That's the first thing. I said this in the last game as well. That something is happening in the Chinnaswamy air. They're not winning the toss.
The air's too thin. The coin travels too fast.
Exactly. What I thought genuinely lacking, Gargi, was something that I've written in my piece today, that when you are in tough pitches, and Chinnaswamy pitch is tough, it's not a batting belter, which it was in other years. This time, I think I like the pitch. It's a sporting pitch as such. And in these kinds of pitches, much like it will be in Mullanpur today, it will be a sporting wicket. It will be, there will be purchase for the bowlers. So what ideally you need to do is you have to find 2, 3 or 4 aggressors and 3 people who will hold the fort. The problem for RCB is Salt is playing like Salt. Virat is also trying to play like Salt. Virat and Salt gets out. Patidar is also trying to play like Salt. So I thought one of them had to stay, because you did see what happened when Tim David actually stayed there, took it till the last over. He went for 30 odd runs and he almost changed that. Think of this, Gargi, 20 more runs. And the story could have been very, very different. The other part where I feel Rajat Patidar as a captain and Virat Kohli as a senior player could have done a little better was Surya Sharma was actually bowling well against Nihal Vadera. And then there was that, they brought in the slip. And because there was a gap in the gully region, Nihal Vadera went for a reverse sweep, which he missed. The next ball, there was no need to change anything. You should have still bowled in the same place. But Rajat Patidar removed the slip, which he himself was standing in the slip. He went to the gully region. Vadera again played that reverse sweep. and it went just above Patida's head for a boundary, and that is where Vadera and Suyash Sharma's story changed. So I think there somebody should have stepped up to Suyash and said, you know what, you were doing the correct thing. You don't need to change anything. Let him attack you. Because, see, Punjab batting lineup, you remember in the last game also, Gargi, I said there are chinks in the armor when it comes to Punjab batting lineup. They also lost 5 wickets. It's not like they did not lose 5 wickets and won it easily. So I think RCB needs to do some basics correct. And I do think that today it will be fine.
Today it'll be fine. Because it's not a Chinnaswamy, that's why.
Yes.
So we're all clear on that.
Also,
The
I'm
fact
having
that,
ginger ale, guys. I'm just having ginger
yeah.
ale.
I mean, yesterday I was just having a can of Coke and everyone was saying,
Yeah, I
what is
know. That's
Gargi?
why I clarified.
We should make a huge
Yeah.
tag on our bottles or cups or whatever. But anyway, Naman, this is something that all of our viewers are also talking about in the comment section, which is obviously the biggest talk this time around: home pitches, home advantage, and why teams are losing at home. What is going on? But let's take this comment. Asim Hans is saying, be it WPL or IPL, RCB have lost all their matches at home. Too much pressure due to RCB fans? Could that be a factor? Or are they reading the pitch wrong? What's the reason? Naman.
I think they're just traveling a little too much. They played their match on Friday night, and Sunday afternoon they're off to Mulanpur. They didn't even get a time to even get a hold of conditions in Mulanpur as well. They landed Saturday evening. So these kind of things kind of play in your mind that you're not able to adapt to the conditions. They are playing one game home, they're playing one game away. So that continuous change of scenery from south to totally north they are going, that kind of changes, the temperature changes, the weather conditions changes, the humidity level changes. It all plays on your mind, and sometimes fatigue also plays. But the thing that about Chinnaswamy, I think that's just transitioning from WPL to IPL. Women's couldn't win it. Now I think that curse has also shifted to the men's. But irrespective, I think it's just the conditions that they're not able to adapt, and also the toss. I think if they had won that toss last game against Punjab and batted second, I think they would have had the upper hand. It's just about winning the toss, and I think Punjab being not very good at chase, their average and their strike rate falls way below when it comes to chases. Shreyas Iyer has been hot and cold. Priyansh Arya's strike rate falls significantly down when it comes to chases. So I think that is something that is just playing on their mind, the conditions, adapting to the conditions as quickly as possible. And I don't think that's any major reason that the teams are not able to win at home. It's just that the traveling teams are much better this time around in IPL 18.
You know what I think it is more than anything else? It's the toss.
I also think, don't you think,
Yeah.
Gargi, RCB at times has seemed like they have read the Chinnaswamy pitch wrong? Because I did think that they read Eden pitch fantastically well. They were playing that
Oh, yeah.
straight shots. They read the Chennai pitch well. But
Very
somewhere, somewhere they did not read their own pitch well. I think they are still expecting the M Chinnaswamy of last few years, where
Maybe a
you
couple of
get
years
six.
back.
Yes, exactly. The moment it hits your bat, it goes for a six. They're still expecting that pitch. Whereas this pitch is. Sorry?
I'm saying communication with the away curator is much more cordial than the one with the home curator.
Maybe Shuzanda has not spoken to Rahane, but has spoken to Patida. Bro, this is the pitch.
He has spoken to Virat Kohli.
Yeah. And M. Chinnaswamy, curator, if I'm not wrong, is actually a woman, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So she speaks to away people. She does not speak to people, home teams. I think all home curators have decided we will speak to the away team. We don't want to speak to the home team.
Let's add some spice to this tournament.
Yes, exactly.
But Bharat, Priyanshu is saying, he's saying the same thing as I did. It's not home jinx for RCB, it's the toss effect. On strange pitches, chasing side wins. Look, chasing sides have been winning in a majority of matches. Yesterday, Right after the toss happened, you can ask Naman and Bharat. I said, well, we know who's winning the game today. And GT won. Bharat.
Yeah,
And I
good.
still don't see.
But he was
RR
going
got
to tell
that.
something, so that is why I kept quiet. Yeah, obviously Gujarat yesterday also won. We saw it at the Narendra Modi Stadium even before we have seen it. That chasing teams tend to do better because even after 5:36 6 p.m. the ball tends to skid a lot more at that particular stadium, Narendra Modi Stadium, which obviously happened in the World Cup final as well, the legendary World Cup final. But coming to Chinnaswamy, I have a theory. I don't know whether it is exactly true, but after they overhauled that drainage system, completely overhauled that drainage system, something has happened to the pitch because you always get a little bit of nip up front, little bit of moisture will always be there. Obviously, the last game there was a lot of rain, there was some rain, so that is why you expect a little bit of moisture up front. But generally, even in some of the Ranji Trophy games, I've seen a little bit of moisture up front at the Chinnaswamy. So maybe it is because of the drainage system or whatever it is that the pitches have changed a little bit. So yes, RCB's batters have not been able to adjust with the conditions on weave. They could have taken a little bit of time. The top three, top four. I know Pilsall plays his own way. You can't change his mind. But the rest of the batters, including Patidar, Kohli, and company, could have taken a little bit of time, got adjusted to the conditions. If they had got even 110, 115, that game could have been won by RCB. Yes, I understand other teams too are struggling at home, but RCB are struggling a lot more. They have lost all three games at home. So for a top team, for a top four, top five team to lose all three games at home, when it should be your banker home matches, then it will really put you in a bit of spot of bother because what happens is in away games you are set to lose one or two games somewhere. You are not expected to win seven in a row. They have done great by winning four in a row, but somewhere you will lose a couple of games, and that is why the problem is for RCB because if they lose today and that game, then suddenly they will slip to sixth or seventh place, and then they're looking in a spot of bother. Obviously, I'm not saying everything is doom and gloom for RCB, but just pinpointing what could happen on the other side.
See, RCB story always has to have a twist. We'll go to 6-7, then last match we will win and qualify for the playoffs. This is how the whole story pans out every single year. There has not been a single year, Gargi, Naman, and Bharat, in the last 3 or 4 seasons where you have been like, okay, RCB is out, or okay, RCB has qualified. No, till the last game of RCB, you are like, what? Will RCB qualify?
It has to be a movie every single season.
Absolutely.
It has to be cinematic, thrilling.
They have the biggest star. Obviously, it is going to be dramatic.
Yeah, they have Shah Rukh Khan of cricket. They have the king of cricket.
At this point, they should have something like a Drive to Survive for RCB only. Because that's enough. That's enough content for a Netflix season. So I think that's what they should do.
One season?
One season is for one season. One per season,
Every season.
Yeah. Mr. Cricketer is saying, what toss? Don't give excuses. We are not the captain. We're not giving excuses. We're just...
No. Clearly not someone who likes RCB or someone who really likes RCB. One of the two ways. I mean, either extremely frustrated RCB fan, which is
I'm not understanding this joke of calculators.
The NRR and all, no, till the end. This is the joke we were also cracking.
Well, unfortunately, it's true.
In fact, last game, the first reaction, my mom after the game said, oh, RCB lost, and she was kind of, trying to sympathize or empathize with me. And I was like, no, that's not the problem. RCB lost, that's okay. But see, the NRR hasn't gone down a lot. My mother is like, okay, if it makes you happy, that's sure.
Mr. Cricketer, I know you're trying to troll us, but this is very funny.
Royal Calculator Bangalore. Take it. I absolutely take this name.
We are big sports. Yeah. But okay, let's also talk about Punjab Kings now. Bharat, you started off with a very positive note. But do you think Punjab Kings, with the kind of momentum they have, with the kind of firing that the batting lineup is doing, that they have the upper hand in this match?
That is basically the crux of the point. If you look at how they played against KKR, that match should have boosted their confidence like anything. Because these are the kind of games where you don't have a perfect match, and you still go on to come from behind and uh, post a thrilling win. That these are the kind of games that will boost your confidence like anything. So PBKs should be very confident of carrying on the momentum, but as they also have some problems. Obviously, they have problems, I guess, in the slog overs now a little bit with Lockie Ferguson not there. Yes, Bartlett is a good bowler, but is a good bowler in the opening overs. So that could be a little bit of hole. As it's already been mentioned, they have had problems in the chases, which we saw in one of the games. I guess it was against Rajasthan Royals or on those lines, where they lost their way against Gujarat Titans. I think they lost their way in the second innings, and they looked completely lost while chasing down a target. So it could go against them today as well, because you expect them just like any other team to win if they win the toss to bowl first and then chasing down. Actually, they have batted first a couple of times. That could be the reason why they're trying to bat first in the last couple of matches, because they haven't exactly chased well. I saw it at Mulanpur against CSK. They batted first. In the next game against KKR as well, they batted first, and everyone was criticizing them. But one of the reasons could be because they've not exactly chased well in certain matches. So yes, but Mulanpur expect them to have a slight upper end, but not much, because they also have some holes in their lineup, which we saw against KKR. The way they fell like nine pins or collapsed in a heap. Just as soon as they lost a couple of wickets, because just like RCB, they also tried to go very hard at the opposition. Prab Simran, Priyansh Haria, look at even Shreyas Iyer, the first ball he tried to play uppercut. So that is something that is very much observable about PBKS as well. So you never know, they might collapse and lose their way today as well.
Adarsh is getting upset that we're not taking his comment, so we'll take his comment. Rain is a big factor which plays a big role in unusual behavior of pitch.
Was the
It's
point
raining
to it? I
in
just
London.
talked about it actually. I just
Where
talked
is it
about it.
raining? I think he's talking about the Bangalore match.
Yeah, I
But
just
I
talked
think
about.
that was very well explained by Bharat. That ever
Yeah,
since
it was.
what is the technology, Bharat? The technology that
Sub-air system.
yeah,
Sub-air.
somehow
Which?
that pitch has changed. Sorry, I still did not get the name. What?
Sub-air system. Sub-air system.
Sub-air system, sub-air
Sub-air
system,
system.
right?
Yeah.
Sub-air system. Ever since that sub-air system has come into play, he's not wrong in saying that there has been a certain change in the behavior of the pitch. Could be because that helps in quickly drying the pitch or something of that sort. And of
No,
course,
but it could be something like maybe it's a little bit. What can I say? This it stops on the batter. The a lot of delivery stops on the batter. That could
yeah,
be one of the reasons for the pitch
yeah.
being like that. It's not the two-pace track, as KL Rahul told in after one of the games, that it's not a two-pace track. It's basically a one-pace track, but some of the deliveries kind of stop on the batter. So that could be because of sub-air system.
But today there's no rain. Mulanpur is bright and sunny and all summer heat there. So
Yeah.
yeah. But
Well,
do you think, Gargi? I'll ask you a question. Do you think that
okay.
after last game, Punjab we know would be trying to win the toss and bat first? But what about RCB? So what does RCB do? Win the toss and bat first?
No, I still think they should chase. They're just a better chasing side, always have been historically. They've been more comfortable doing that. Uh, if conditions are, say different, then I'm not sure. If dew is going to be a huge factor, I'm
Then
not sure. I
chase.
mean,
Yeah.
then chase, obviously.
Hmm.
But apart
But
from that,
last game in Mulanpur, dew wasn't a factor, right?
yes, and Shreyas Iyer always chooses to bat first.
Yeah, that's exactly why you should push them to chase. Kick karo abhi, jao, bhago.
बाद में बैटिंग करना
Huh, because
पहले
I
हमारी
thought,
bowling.
because I thought even if you see the last game, yes, I know it was a rain cartel game and all that, but you could see that the problem in chasing. Priyansh isn't great, and even the partnership that we are talking about, when they're setting totals, They are way more comfortable because they're just going after the ball.
Oh,
But
so
I
it's
think,
a guys. Everyone pointing out very well that it's a day game. No dew.
right. Oh, very interesting. Of
Sorry,
course, that.
guys. It
But I
happens.
will
Yeah.
add one point to it. Yes, it's a day game, I agree. But as you see at the Narendra Modi Stadium, as soon as it is 6 p.m., the ball tends to skid through a little more. So at
Correct.
certain places, maybe at 6 p.m. itself, you'll get a little bit of dew. I'm not saying you will get it at Mulanpur, but at least at the Narendra Modi Stadium, every single time I'm seeing at around 6:30 p.m., the ball tends to skid through a little more. So last 1 hour of the match, it could favor the side that is batting second.
Naman, you've been
Interesting.
quiet for a very long time.
At at
What do
uh,
you
at one point, I thought Naman was sleeping. I literally
No, no,
listened
no,
to.
no. I'm not sleeping. I'm not
the
sleeping.
no sleeping allegations?
No, no. I was just going to say that I don't think Mulanpur will have any dew because I don't think KKR match also, saw any dew in that. And the way that our Punjab bowlers came back, I think they have also started to gain up momentum. Arshdeep performing well in the last game. He got some one wicket in the power play over the last 6 games, but in that game against RCB, he was able to get the better of Salt and Kohli, and that is not because of the swing that he uses, but I think it was because he was bowling into the pitch, and that's why he got them. So I think Ashdeep also getting that momentum might bode well for Punjab, but I think RCB must, irrespective of how good they are chased, they should bat first because Punjab isn't that great in chasing, and I think they should allow them to. I mean, should put them under pressure in these kind of by putting them in these kind of situations. So yeah.
Richa? You want
You didn't take anyone's name.
No, I'll tell you what happened. So I just texted Gargi, we should speak about Harpreet Brar. He only
Oh.
plays against RCB. But that's true, Bharat. Because of course RCB has a long right-handed batting lineup, and somehow RCB batters find ways of getting out to Harpreet Brar. Harpreet Brar plays against RCB alone. He has got 10 wickets now. How do you think RCB should counter him?
Yeah, he's someone who bowls stump to stump line. So maybe someone like Rajat Patidar is a good candidate against him because he will look to manufacture room. That's the best way to play against him because he will not get much turn away from the right hand batter. I'm pretty sure he's not the kind of spinner who will get a little bit of turn away from the right hand batter. So he's basically bowling stump to stump line, might get a little bit of bounce. So try to manufacture room and hit it over covers. I thought Tim David played reasonably well for a batter who was suspect against spin. He also used the crease reasonably well. But again, the simple funda against any kind of spin bowling comes down to picking the length early. Once you pick the length early, then you have that little more time to adjust and play shots. I just wanted to add one more point. He talked about Arshdeep Singh. Don't forget Mr. Unpredictable, Marco Jansen. He has got some form suddenly under his belt. 3 wickets in one game, 2 wickets in one game. Another game is the kind of bowler when his front arm, non-bowling arm is working well. He's a completely different kind of bowler. Even commentators have talked about how he sometimes doesn't complete his section, doesn't complete his section in the sense that doesn't really use his bowling, non-bowling arm much. But when he does that, it's a completely different kind of bowler. Gets that little bit of bounce, gets that little bit of nip. So we shouldn't forget him as well. But one more point, just one more point. That particular question, he talked about rain. I guess he was talking about that little bit of moisture that came into play in the third match at Chinnaswamy. That was between Punjab Kings and RCB. After all that rain, that little bit of moisture must have been there up front, and that is what helped the Seamers to get that little bit of moment up front, that little bit of nip.
Bharat at one go has answered 3 questions.
अब पूछो सवाल.
अब पूछो मैंने ये सब जवाब दे दिया.
But we will get back to talking about Punjab Kings and RCB after the toss happens. But before that, let's talk about tonight's game as well on last 15 minutes on the show. El Clasico in Mumbai. So we have a Mumbai representative. He's right here. His name is Naman Suri. Naman? Tell us, how excited are you for this?
You were pointing
He's a,
towards my screen, just by the way,
he
huh?
says he's a Delhi guy sometimes.
To me, it looks like I'm pointing towards no.
No, for me, you're pointing
Though,
towards
Is it
Trishani.
okay now?
Yeah.
though he lives in Mumbai, he sometimes says I'm a Delhi guy, so I'm not very sure whether
I
So he's
am a
from
he
Delhi
likes
Delhi.
it.
guy. I
But
am from
yeah,
Delhi.
he has shifted because of work,
Yeah, but he's
guys.
still a Delhi guy, so
No, but irrespective, I've always followed Mumbai, not because of them winning titles, but because of Sachin. That was how I mean,
Wow.
started following Mumbai Indians. Because at that point in time, Delhi was not that great. I know Kevin Peterson, all of those players were there, but I never followed Delhi in that sense. Irrespective, today's clash is a big clash because Chennai has finally broken their five losses. I mean, in a row thing, and they have now finally gotten a win. And I think Dhoni with Devard Brevis also coming into the lineup. Ayush Matre also there. I think might be feeling a bit more confident in his batting lineup, especially that Wankhede pitch. Even though SRH wasn't able to score that 300 that we were all talking about, but it will be a good matchup between Devil Brevis and I mean, if he gets a chance to play, he can be outstandingly well. But the way he has played in South Africa League and all of those other leagues that he have, but he has always struggled in the subcontinent in the Indian region. So it will be a great matchup. It depends how confident the team is, and with Bumrah and Hardik also coming in the lineup since that first game at Chepauk, I think it is going to be a magnificent clash for the viewers, especially because they will all be here. I don't know if it will be again a sea of yellow, but a lot of big superstars will be playing today.
Naman, are you saying that you are bringing in Devil Brevis in place of Gurjan Preet and you are not going to play him in the playing 11? There is a question mark there.
No, I'm saying
You
I
are
will bring him in
bringing him
place
in
of
because
Rahul
you need
Tripathi.
that batter. Please. And Chennai needs Devil Brevis to fire, because Shubham Dubey, I think, has been good, but on and off, Dhoni
Apart from
keeps
that,
coming in at
you,
7, 8, 9.
apart from Ruturaj, Shivam Dubey, who are the consistent batters who batted?
Rahul Tripathi.
Rahul.
their greatest trio: Vijay Shankar, Rahul Tripathi, and Deepak Koda.
I know how Rahul Tripathi scores. I'll tell you how exactly it works. The bowler is getting ready in his run up, and Rahul Tripathi starts doing his tweaking and
Shake.
movement. And the bowler is
Shake.
like, where is it going to end up? Where am I supposed to bowl to him? So that is how
He
he
shakes
upsets
and
the
shuffles a lot.
Yeah.
It makes me remember that OA Shah used to be even more fidgety
Yes.
at the crease, like turning around.
Ovesh Shah was absolutely fidgety. It seemed like he's anxious all the time. But he batted well. Tripathi, of course, is blows hot and cold all the time.
Yeah, but there was a time maybe when he was playing for SRH, he was said to be value for money, but it is
Yes.
long ago now. But the bigger problem is how did they end up with Deepak Koda? With great respect to this cricketer, after playing 121 games, he averages 17 in the IPL. He has played 121 games, and after that he averages 17. And then if you look at Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, if you go down in the list, top 70 batters in Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy 2024-25, you would still not get the names of Rahul Tripathi and Deepak Koda. But somehow they ended up at CSK. That is for their management to consider. Think about it.
I hope
Mr.
after
Cricket is saying, actually, I don't care about CSK. I just want MI to qualify for playoffs. I just
No,
don't
I
want
just don't want.
Mr.
Okay,
Cricketer,
Mr.
why are you
Cricketer,
being
I
so
have a
hated?
question. You don't
Who
like
does he
Royal
want?
Challengers Bangalore.
Who
Yeah.
does he
You
want?
don't like CSK. You don't like MI.
MI भी नहीं चाहिए.
Who do you
Lucknow
Yes,
like
Super
for
Giants.
that?
Lucknow Super Giants. Sanjeev.
Mr. Cricket, I think that's where it's going because you apparently don't care about any team. But it's good. Actually, it's good. I like watching matches like MICSK. Any match which does not involve RCB is so good for my head and my heart. You know. But so Mr. Cricketer has no problem. He wants both the teams to lose. Maybe a new record.
Maybe let's. Both the teams can lose only in one scenario if there's rain and the game is washed out. That's
Yeah.
that's the
But
closest you can
Mumbai,
come.
it's not raining. No, Naman. It's very hot, but it's not raining.
Very, very hot.
I mean, you can feel the heat from the windows behind him. It's
Yeah,
that
exactly.
hot.
Yeah, there was a time when I used to live in Mumbai some 11 years ago, 12 years ago. I remember how hot it used to get, humid it used to get. So I can
That's
understand
the
what
word.
he's saying.
Movement is the word. Oh my god.
After
Yeah.
shifting here,
Where
I realized that they don't have winters, and I was like, okay, this is something.
But
Okay,
when it
it's
rains,
got nothing to do with the match as such. I'll tell you something to do with production. So what happens when you're sitting in the PCR room? So I used to work in Star, right, which was in Lower Parel in Mumbai. So we are sitting in the PCR room at 16 degrees. The AC had to be there because of all the machines and all. So we used to all wear hoodies, jackets with a full cap and all that because of the cold. Then we would come down to have vada pav or misal pav or something like that sort for snacks. And the moment we came up, we could literally see people giving us like nasty looks. That in this heat, for what joy are you wearing hoodies? Because they have no idea how cold it is inside.
exactly. This is what happens when you work in a media house.
Exactly, and people are like, "Are you?" We could see people in
so
the
there's some
vada pav
toss update,
stalls.
I think. RCB
Yes,
opted
because
for that's what I saw.
okay. All right.
RCB has opted to bowl.
Yeah, that's what I saw from here.
Okay. All will be well. Prasanta Dheer is saying if RCB lose today, I will go into depression. Prasanta
No,
Dheer dharo. Don't.
18 साल पेशेंस के बाद डिप्रेशन अब क्यों भाई?
Never know, maybe play the Dream 11 or whatever 11, you might win 4 crores and suddenly get back all, all your enthusiasm.
Then you can pay for a lifetime of therapy. Prasanta.
Oh, by the
All your
way,
enthusiasm back.
Romario Shepherd replaces Livingston.
Oh my
Romario
God, he's a huge hitter. One of the shots he hit during that RCB, what can I say that before that one event was there, right? Before the IPL, it went past the stadium and went over the road. So he's a big hitter, obviously. Though his
Yes.
bowling, obviously, I can't guarantee his bowling. Whenever I watch his bowling, I wonder if 2 hours would go for 40 runs or on those lines. He's like
Don't
Odian.
watch it there.
He's like Odian Smith, another West Indian all-rounder. He can be a big hitter, but his 2 overs can always go for 40 runs. Similar with Romario Shepherd.
Weber?
no, I think.
Depression is
I
like
mean, come on, guys.
impact
One.
players.
In fact, RCB has done superbly well. In 7 matches, we have 8 points. I can't believe it. So every match, Gargi, I'm actually waiting for RCB to either be all out for 26 or something dramatic to happen because this is very normal, like over the top normal for RCB fans. I mean, I agree we have lost 3 home matches, but even when Bharat was explaining, if you see that, say for example, out of the 3 remaining away matches, you win 1. Ideally, you would hope so. You can't win 7 out of 7, right? So you have 4 out of 4 means out of 7 you will win 5 or 6. Then because you've done so well away, it takes kind of a little pressure away from the home games. Ideally, in 7 games, you already have 8 points. And to qualify without any hiccups, you need 8 more points, which is 4 out of 7 again. So I think the first half of RCB has gone really well. The second half starts today and somehow I feel it will start well. It gives me a good feeling with RCB winning the toss.
All right. Well, now let's take predictions for both the matches and end the show here. I think we've discussed pretty much everything that we possibly could have. Bharat, PBKS versus RCB.
Yeah, as I wrote it, I had a 50-50 record this year in terms of prediction. Thankfully, the last match went right. Yesterday's match went as per what I said. Both the
So
matches.
today it will go right. सोच के बोलना. Today it will go right. तो सोच के बोलना.
Law of averages also tell that maybe today's match it may not go right because two of it went right yesterday. Yeah, but I somehow feel that RCB have won 4 in a row away from home. Somewhere they have to lose one. Is it today? I'm wondering. So on that basis, I'm telling obviously that both sides I think are quite well matched. That is what you generally get in the IPL, unless you think of RR or some other side. Both sides I think have some similar issues, but maybe at home, I gut feel maybe it is PBKS.
All right, and they're batting first, so you have to think of that as well. In the second game, why are you muting yourself? What about the second game?
Gargi is scolding him. Why are you
Okay.
muting yourself?
Like a school teacher, yeah.
Yeah.
She made me remember 1990s. So I went back in 30 years in time because of because of that. Yeah, anyway, yeah. Okay, second match, Mumbai Indians, Chennai Super Kings. Both teams have got a little bit of momentum. Maybe I'm not very sure. Maybe MI.
Okay, Dex, what are you saying? I have predicted, I think, 5 or 6 matches on a trot. Right.
Dex
It's
just
for
wanted you to take the
the-
comment. I'm sure. It was just
Yeah.
that you are not taking Dex's comment. So he just said something pinpointing you so that you take it.
Debayan is saying, thank you for taking that bat thickness question. You're welcome. Off topic, but curious to know, saw Debashish and Shomik wearing different color lanyards at Eden. Different associations are giving different colors. Nothing much to ponder about there. A lot of different colors are being used for
They're
the
not
IPL
doing
act.
anything illegal. Don't worry, Divan. They're doing
Yes,
everything legal.
they are legit legal IPL accurates. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Naman, your predictions.
I mean, mostly it has been said by Bharat sir how it is going to be. I mean, both Punjab and RCB are equally matched. They have equal issues. Same way, I mean, that Livingstone and Maxwell thing. Both teams, there is an issue in the lower middle order. That spinner finally, I think Punjab spinner has started to play well, but I think Punjab might have an upper hand because they're batting first. They are good at setting up targets, and especially at Mulanpur pitch, the way they defended 111. Even though my brain thinks that Punjab is going to win, I'll side with RCB this time around.
Then heart back to what heart says this, my brain says that. That's the best way to find an escape route. Best way to find an escape route.
Yeah, I
See,
mean,
you
yes.
guys, your brain and heart doesn't work together. Mine works absolutely together.
I-
But Naman, MICSK.
I believe that I mean, MI being in form, they have 1-2 on trot, and at Wankhede they are going to be a very superior side against a CSK side that just won. I think with Bumrah in that lineup and starting to bowl at his usual best, I think MI is going to topple CSK again.
Trisha?
See, straight up, I'll tell you names. I'm not going to tell you this, that. There's no point in going hunky-dory. It's going to be RCB and MI.
Okay. I think Punjab and MI.
If Gargi gets it right, Gargi is anyway not joining the post show.
Yeah. It
So
doesn't matter.
Punjab has 3 and RCB has 1.
Yes.
RCB, it's time to show that,
But Trisha,
loyal
you know the
fans-
reason behind why I said Punjab. Understand. I'm reverse
You're
jinxing.
jinxing Punjab?
Reversing.
Good, good.
And I'm half there, half there.
Naman ne balance kar diya.
He's about brain and heart.
He's kept the jinx to himself.
Yeah.
Brain here, heart. Brain here, heart. There.
But
Well,
I
thank you
strongly
so
feel
much.
RCB will win. पता नहीं वो feeling एक आता है ना, एक gut feeling आता है. I always go with
जब
gut feeling.
चिन्नास्वामी में नहीं खेल रहे होते तब आता है फील.
चिन्नास्वामी तो मुझे हर टाइम gut feeling आता है हम हारेंगे. हर टाइम कोई भी हो हम हारेंगे.
That's what I'm saying. But yes, thank you so much, Bharat, Trisha, and Naman for joining. And to everyone who's watching, we'll be back at the end of the second game. So don't forget to join us then. It'll be late in the night, but please do come join us, have some healthy, fun debates, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Don't come to our